Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. Are you ready for the dumbest story that I've heard all day? It's from CBS. It's titled, "Experts Say U.S. Among 10 Most Dangerous Nations for Women." How ridiculous is that? This is what the article says. The United States has been ranked for the first time among the 10 nations deemed to be the most dangerous for women by experts in the field. A survey by the Thomson Reuters Foundation of about 550 experts in women's issues around the globe labeled the U.S. the 10th most dangerous nation. Here are the countries: India, Afghanistan, Syria, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Yemen, Nigeria, and the United States. How ridiculous are liberals? Let's talk about countries where women are actually in danger. Let's talk about the countries where women aren't allowed to show their faces. They're forced by the government to cover themselves. They have to ask permission to leave the house. Let's talk about the countries where it's legal for men to beat their wives just as long as the rod they use to beat her isn't wider than their thumb. Where women can be stoned to death for being raped, where women aren't allowed to go to school, where a woman was thrown in jail for taking off her hijab, and her lawyer was thrown in prison too, just for good measure. Let's talk about nations like Cuba, where women can be thrown in jail for criticizing the government, or Venezuela, where women are shot in the streets if they protest the socialist leaders, or North Korea. How is North Korea not on this list, but the U.S. is on this list? North Korea, where hundreds of thousands of citizens, including women, are sent to hard labor camps where they die, being worked to death and starved to death. Or China, where the communist government forces women who dare to get pregnant 2 times to undergo forced abortions. Or let's talk about Ethiopia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Mali, Burkina Faso, where the majority of women are subject to female genital mutilation without anesthesia, without their consent, cut open with razors and sewed together to stifle their sex drive, making it dangerous for them to menstruate, let alone give birth to a baby. Where are those nations on this list? But the United States, let me tell you about the danger to women here, where women are afforded freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, where we can criticize our government and we suffer no danger for it, where we can keep and bear arms and defend ourselves and our families, where we can work and drive and vote and drink and eat what we want and raise a family and choose who we marry and start businesses and run for office, and wear bikinis or burqas or bandanas if we so choose, where we cannot be thrown in jail without due process or be subject to cruel and unusual punishment, where the terrorists we hold captive who tried to kill us live with higher standards than the women citizens in the countries on the rest of that list. People the world over should be so lucky to live in the United States. Oh, but wait, you know what? There is a real danger for women in the United States. If you are a woman, you're targeted, not protected by law. 500,000 women like this are killed for the sake of convenience every single year, and it's legal. That is, if you're an unborn woman. Funny how this article forgot to mention that. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.